Right, the big story this morning, of course, is the start of the 55th National Conference. And ANC leaders say they are hopeful that the conference will foster unity within the party. This, as the National Conference kicks off, and it should be kicking off in just a few hours' time in Nasrec, which is the south of Johannesburg. The conference takes place amid growing turbulence in the party. Huge focus this weekend, and Sakina is there. So let's cross over to her just to get a scene setter and see how things are. So Sakina, good morning to you. I know you were saying that it's still quite quiet. All the media is setting up and getting ready to offer full coverage to the conference. So when are we expected to start? And I know there's always delays and, but once it starts, it starts. Good morning to you, SK.
Well, good morning, Leanne. And of course, not too busy as of yet, but of course all the service providers are here, the media is here, so that buzz certainly continuing. But of course we are expecting the delegates to start streaming in any time from now, because proceedings are or should get on by around say 9 o'clock this morning, from what we've heard speaking to some of the ANC topwigs around here. But now just taking a look at what's to come. Of course we are at Nasrec, south of Johannesburg. This is where the 54th conference took place, and it is also the scene for the 55th conference of the African National Congress. And as you rightly pointed out, Leanne, it is, of course, a very important conference for the ANC, because it takes place against the backdrop of quite tumultuous goings-on within the ruling party. Now, the ANC, of course, has had to fend off some court challenges this week. We had a group of its members taking the party to court because they were disgruntled about the nominations list that were ultimately set out by the committee tasked with that in the African National Congress. That, of course, the courts have now taken off the table, but it tells you about some of the disgruntlement that rages within the party. And of course, we also know that some of its members, some senior members, they have also had their names disqualified from nominations, and Batabile Dlamini, the former ANC Women's League president and the former Minister of Social Development, she was one of those, and she's also written through her lawyers to the party, stating that she will actually defend her position in this matter. Tony Yengeni, another senior member of the NEC, he of course has also been disqualified at some point, but that has since been rescinded after he actually proved to the committee that his criminal record has been expunged. So those are just some of the issues to contend with. We have nominations and of course some of the top contenders with clouds hanging over their heads, and this is of course going to be the scene against which this particular Congress or conference takes place. And remember, this is preceded by the policy conference. We were here at Nasrec in June for the policy conference, and that's where all the deliberations around some of the policies were discussed, and that will be rubber stamped after being sent back from the policy conference to branches. The rubber stamping and the implementation from here on in will be done here at Nasrec. So we know that tomorrow the top 6 elections will take place. The nominations will take place later today. There's a lot to come, and we'll tell you more about that as we proceed. But of course, as the SABC, we've got you covered. Radio, TV, digital, online, we've got all of that. And of course, just to show you some of the spaces that we will be using, as you can see behind me, a little bit of a garden backdrop that we will be utilizing later on for some of our interviews. We have the studio behind us, not in camera shot at the moment. There will be, of course, regular updates that we will have from the press center, which is also going to be very busy, and we expect that to be busy throughout the day, into and throughout the night as well. And of course, there's radio, and the SABC unmatched in this regard. So we've got you covered in all the languages, 19 radio stations here at the SABC to bring you all the action live and direct as it unfolds. So it's going to be a busy day, and we hope to doorstop and many of the delegates and hopefully some of the nominees as they come through as well. But of course, the SABC team out in full force, all for you here at the 55th conference of the African National Congress. More to come later, but for now, let's take a break here on Morning Live.